Welcome to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, where guests will share their experiences in saving money easily with this Spendthrift Trust. The real name for the trust is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. Capital gains are currently 23.8% on any profits, be it a crypto investor, crypto miner, real estate investor, day trader, forex, stock market trader. Your guest is Sally Gimon, and I want to make sure that you can learn how to save money easily. Hi, my name is Sally Gimon, and I want to say thank you for listening to my new podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I appreciate that. Please like it. But I do also own the trustisyou.com. And I want to talk to you about the Spendthrift Trust. 97% of all trusts in the United States are only designed to go through probate when someone dies, and then they're over with. This is what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television. This is what my mom and dad have. What I'm going to talk to you about is not the same kind of trust your parents have. The Spendthrift Trust is legal, patented, and in the IRS tax code 643B like Bravo. 643B like Bravo. Now, it does come from English law. Back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England, he got in trouble for wanting to divorce his wives. He started up the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the Magna Carta to form this trust. This trust is older than the United States. It's contract law, and the law firm I work on behalf of does have a trust that's turning 350 years old in 2023. So older than the United States. Now, with this trust, it's going to save you in three ways. Number one, it's going to save you federal taxes. Everyone wants to save federal taxes, but is in the IRS tax code, and the IRS tax code was only designed during World War I to pay for the war. So this trust is older than that, and it knows how to do things. Number two, it's going to keep your information 100% private, especially with Chinese balloons flying over the skies. That's important. And then number three is going to keep you from paying any judgments when you get sued. Super, super important. Now, I do break up the trust into two different parts. The business trust is for 1099 income earners. Maybe you have an affiliate marketer. Maybe you're an MLM marketer. I now have two clients who are car salesmen. I have business brokers who are saving 1099 income. They're going to save up to 70% on their federal taxes year after year after year after year. That's really important. That could be thousands of dollars for people. Now, the beneficial trust is going to help you save the following taxes year after year after year after year. Capital gains, short term, a year or less, are 23.8%. So if you're doing auction houses, if you're wholesaling, if you're fixing flipping, that's capital gains. Long-term capital gains are either going to be 15% or 20%. I am right now helping a gentleman sell a car wash on Long Island. He's going to save either $502,000 at 15% or $607,000 at 20%. That's six figures. That's a lot of money. Now, it's also going to save you interest income. Maybe you're a passive investor. Maybe you're a forex investor. Maybe you're doing the BRRRR strategy. I personally have notes where I'm the mortgage and people pay me their mortgage. Woohoo! No tenants, no toilets, and no termites. I'm just the paper person. Dividends income. If you are in the stock market doing options trading, doing day trading, futures trading, or binary trading. Rental income. If you have short-term rentals, maybe Airbnb, you rent to nurses, maybe you rent to students, or long-term rentals. I have one client with 87 doors in Texas and another client with 124 doors in Chicago. All of that's rental income. And then the last way is with royalties. Royalties, if you're an author, an artist, a songwriter, a playwright, a screenwriter, or if you're in the NFT world, NFT crypto, NFT real estate, or NFT artwork, you're going to save taxes all the time on that. Today, I want to talk about a JV agreement I just started today because I had no idea if this was happening. And if I don't know about this, I'm sure most of you don't know about this. A little bit about my history. How I became a real estate investor back December of 2020 was my mom and dad drove from Goodyear, Arizona to my nephew's wedding just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. They rented a car. They were bringing a bunch of stuff over to give to my brother and sister-in-law. Along the way, my mom got sick. Unfortunately, she got septic of the blood. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 18 months. She got better. Thank God for that. I was going to my parents' house, going through the mail, And I can remember the day in December. I know what I was wearing. I know what the gentleman who went around the corner in a golf cart, the ugly plaid shirt he was wearing. I'll always remember that. It was ugly. That's a whole different story. Her 2018, November 2018 Medicare bill was 27 pages thick. It was about this thick. It's folded in half. I unfolded it, and it said it was $172,000 for 1 month in the hospital. Wow. Thank God my dad was a retired officer. They had child care for life. My mom got the best care possible. Thank God for that. At that time, I was working as a Medicare broker, helping people who were turning 65 years old to choose either a supplement plan or an Advantage plan, and telling them about Medicare. One thing about being a Medicare broker, they could be the nicest people on the phone, but when they find out that part of their Social Security has to pay for Part B, that's the doctors and medical tests, all of a sudden they start calling you some choice four-letter words. You would think I was a horrible person. I'm not the one who made the rules. This is the federal government. So today, with this joint venture that I just started, I have never heard of this before. It is called IRMAA. I got to read this to you because I want to get the wordings correctly. It is Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. This is something that I've never heard of. I am not 65. I never talked about when I was a Medicare broker. I was a Medicare broker for about 18 months until I got fired because, true story, it was open enrollment. They were working on a Cigna campaign in Texas. This woman was turning 65 and she had called in on the Cigna campaign. She was living in Texas. Gave her the information. She says, thank you very much. She calls me back 3 weeks later. She had moved 4 miles into New Mexico. Every Medicare program is based on your county, let alone your state. She moved states. Because she moved into Mexico, her county she moved into only had a Humana policy. I explained it to her, sent a note to my manager saying, hey, she moved. My manager came over, wanted more information. He says, no problem. I got fired because I sold a Humana policy while we were doing a Cigna campaign. Talk about the best thing that could have happened to me. So I don't know about this IRMAA. Again, it's called Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. Now, if you make too much money in almost anything, when you're 65 or older, and you hit the IRMAA levels, you could be losing some of your Social Security or lose all of your Social Security. This is shocking to me. I didn't know anything about IRMAA, and my friend who contacted me from Alignable wants to work with me because some of the things that get counted in IRMAA, it's going to be your pension, it's going to be your 401k, it's going to be your income. So with the Spendthrift Trust, this is what's going to help with. It's going to be capital gains, income, interest income. It's going to be dividends and rental income. All of this can get counted towards IRMAA. They do a 2 years back to see how much money you make. And if you're making more than $91,000 in the 2 years previous, you could start losing your Social Security. Completely shocking news to me. So my friend Riva, who contacted me from Alignable, she works with people like this to help them avoid hitting the IRMAA level. She deals with insurance and talks about this quite often with people. When she saw about what I posted someplace about saving capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalties, she's like, we need to talk. If with this IRMAA, if people are making too much money, and if you don't know about it, I mean, maybe someone's going to tell me, maybe AARP, if I join AARP, they might tell me about this. I haven't joined yet. I'm only 56 years old. But this could really affect you. Once you hit a certain level of IRMAA and you no longer get Social Security, you can never get it back. This is what she's telling me. Again, this is shocking. So the least amount, less than is $91,000. It can start taking away your Social Security that you've worked so hard for. She and I had a conversation. I don't know if I've told you this on my podcast, but I was the last graduating class of my high school, Robert E. Perry, yay, go Huskies, in Rockville, Maryland. We blew the budget. We were going to give the money to any other high school. So we had Ronald Reagan's economic advisor come in and talk to us. I forgot his name, which is a horrible thing. But my high school only had seniors. I was a senior, juniors, and sophomores. That's one of the reasons they closed us down. We were the only school in Montgomery County that only had 3 grades in our school. He said, all you people sitting out there, thank you for working. I was delivering the Washington Post in the morning, and I was working at Baskin Robbins on the weekends and in the evenings. My wrist hurt from scooping ice cream because all you people working out there, those of you who were born in the late 60s, chances are if they don't change anything, there will be no Social Security when you hit 65. It got me mad. I've always thought of that, and this is why I do what I do in real estate, so I don't have to depend on Social Security. Then, when I worked as a Medicare broker for 18 horrible months, honest to God, my water bottle, I put alcohol in my water bottle to go to work. They wouldn't let us go to lunch together because we go get alcohol together. Thank God Chipotle sells margaritas. Oh, I need Chipotle several days a week. That's a whole different story. I should be telling all that to you either. I'm not a bad person. I really am not a bad person. But with this IRMAA, this is what Reva was talking about. With this IRMAA, people can be losing so much money if they're bringing in too much money. In my real estate group, I know people who are over 65 who could be losing this money. This is why people need to know about the Spendthrift Trust. Because with the Spendthrift Trust, all your information is kept private. You won't pay any judgments if you get sued, and you can save federal taxes. Well, if you're 65 or older, and God help me, I can name you 10 people off the top of my head right now who are 65 and older who could be affected by IRMAA because they're making too much money in real estate. Again, with what's going to happen is modified income, and it's a surcharge for your Part B insurance, because you're paying that from your Social Security. Part B, if you make too much money, they keep taking it away from your Social Security. So if you're getting close to 65 and you're an investor, I don't care if you're a passive investor, a real estate investor, crypto miner, stock market investor, Forex trader, day trader, options trader, a binary trader. If you're getting close to 65 and you're making very good money in either capital gains, interest income, dividend income, or rental income, you need to know about IRMAA and not cause something that affect that. Again, $91,000. This is your Social Security, your pensions, your 401k, and all the other income you make could affect this IRMAA. If I can help you not get affected by IRMAA, please let me know. She and I did have a conversation because I am helping a gentleman, sad true story. He's out in California. He went to a church social 2 years ago. He's now 36 years old. So at 34, he went to a church social. Someone made deviled eggs. He loves deviled eggs. The person who made the deviled eggs did not wash their hands. He got sick, and he is now on dialysis 3 days a week and is now going up to 4 days a week. He can only make so much money to stay on Social Security disability. He's too young to be on regular Social Security disability. You have to wait 2 years. He is also a real estate investor. He's got the trust because he doesn't want, dialysis is so expensive. He wants to stay on disability insurance to get his dialysis, but continue being a real estate investor. Again, because everything's kept private, they don't know what he's making and how he's spending this money. He can keep getting his dialysis. He's on the wait list to get kidney transplants too. Unfortunately, he was adopted, and there's a lot of situations with that. But he was smart enough to talk to me before he wholesaled 3 houses in 2022. Because if he had sold those 3 houses in 2022 and was not in the trust, he would have lost his disability insurance. That could have been devastating for him. So if I can help you save money with 1099 income, or because you're an investor, the website is thetrustisyou.com. I appreciate you listening to my new podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I hope I'm teaching you all something new every single week. I do have some interesting guests coming up in the next few weeks, but I wanted to go over this IRMAA. And again, the initials, I'm going to do this phonetically to you. It's Indian, Romeo, Mike, Alpha, Alpha, IRMAA. It stands for Income Related Monthly Adjusted Amount. I am not an expert on this. I just heard about this today. So if I can help people save money when they're 65 or older because they like to invest in real estate. I'm thinking about several of my clients who didn't realize this, and now that they're with me, I have a couple. He's 79 and she's 78, and they sold 7 properties in the trust. I don't know if they're on, if they're getting Social Security or not, but they worked hard for what they did. She was a real estate agent and he was an airline pilot. They worked hard for what they did. I sent them an email just to tell them about this, and they wrote back to me going, we've never even heard of it. So this is why I'm doing this podcast, totally dedicated to people turning 65. They need to know what IRMAA's about. Again, it is income-related monthly adjusted amount. There's more to the IRMAA than just what I've discussed right now. But if the Spendthrift Trust will save you capital gains, interest income, dividend income, and rental rolls that don't get reported in IRMAA, you need to know about the Spendthrift Trust. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Please set an appointment with me. I want to help you save as much money as possible. Take care and have a beautiful day.
Thank you for listening to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. You can find out more about this at thetrustisyou.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming up, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to serving you next week's episode. Take care and have a beautiful week.